Twitter feed on the front page. Having your social, you can have your Facebook plugin as well as a Facebook social plugin. Having that on your front page is really good as well, because if you visit a website, you can, and you're logged into Facebook, it will show you your friends on the front page who already like that page. So you're like, oh, my friends like this page. Oh, that's good because it's relevant. So that's also very important for discovery and Google search engine ranking. This is our Google Analytics. You guys all have Google Analytics. There's a lot more out there. There's Kissmetrics, which is another one. Google's free, but there's a lot of other paid ones that do very well that you can use. Kissmetrics is a big one in America. They're very good at, if you've got time to create landing pages for campaigns. So if you've got a special campaign, it's important to if you can create landing page A and landing page B. With Kissmetrics, you can split the traffic and measure the response to a design, so you can tweak one design against another and see which ones, and that can help you improve the response rate. Google Analytics can do that, but it's Google's very kind of geeky and it's kind of very high level. It's not that user friendly. That's why I prefer things like this, like social.
So you download it and put it on your
this one?
Yeah.
No, so all of these, most of them are, the vast majority of them are based through the browser. It's all online. So you don't have to download the software. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of of social media in general, is that you don't have to download it.
So how do you go about getting this, going to Sprout Social for your specific page?
Well, so I will send you the link. You just sign up to the service, and it has a wizard that walks you through.
And then so you type in your own web page address.
It says, it says, sign in with your what Twitter profile do you want linked to this account, and then you sign in with your Twitter, and then it loads it up there. Same with Facebook. You have to authenticate. You have to tell Twitter that this program can access that account. You have to give it permission. So things like that. Movement. I know. moveme.org.nz. Sorry. Usually I have the laptop right close to me. That's interesting. So they've got this URL. That was a warning coming up saying that the URL there is not actually where the website's hosted. But what they've done is they're probably hosting it on the Dunedin City Council website, but they want to keep that URL. So I knew that anyway, so I wasn't worried about it. But so this is a campaign, a participation campaign that they're running in Dunedin City Council. Yeah, a really nice, attractive logo, quite dynamic. It's pretty good. They've got a little Facebook up in the corner here. They've asked me to consult because they're not getting as much cut through as they like. So I'm having a looking at this. And this will be their Facebook. So they're not making very good use of this cover area. They could change that with every new event. They could every new event they could have an arrow going, go to events. They don't have events up here at all. They should have every move.me.org event on their calendar, and a big arrow going, join the events down here. So that's part of their relevant content. That's quite clever. Sports motivation. That's part of that 80% I was talking about. It's got nothing to do with their product, but it's all about encouraging people. So they've got a lot of likes, but they're not getting a lot of engagement, and that's because they're at that stage of just throwing up content and not really engaging.
Is engaging the same as reach?
No, reach is how many people. Reach is how many people see your stuff. And engagement is when they respond to something that you do. So take part in a conversation, or whether they, share your information. Liking is the first level of engagement, and then sharing, and then commenting is the next level. That's what you want, is good engagement. Yeah, you can see there's a bit of conversation going on here. There's not a great deal. So that would be an interesting study. So what about yours? You said you had 3 Facebook pages.
Yeah, so we've got 3 Facebook pages because we merged the 1st of January. And do you want to go to it?
Sure.
Sure. It's kind of random, but
It's very okay. Right.
so it's Service IQ, and then the Service IQ and the Space Aviation. There it is. So that's 1 of 3.
So it's Service IQ, all one word.
Yeah.
Just want to see what else comes up. So you had 3, because you said you had 3, but
That's one of them.
that's one of them.
Yeah, so we came from 3 different organizations, and it's a matter of should we, because our sector.
So you got hospitality.
Retail, so there's one more.
Interesting. So it looks like we already like you on there.
Yeah, so there's one of them, and it's just a matter of, because we're going to be creating a new webpage, and should we merge? But our audiences are quite different.
Yeah.
So this one. We haven't changed the cover page at all, but if you go down, that one received a lot of likes, a lot of views, that thing. But it's kind of, I'm just trying to think of where to go with it, because it's really, it's a tough one.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't. My initial thought is if you've got 3 different sectors, you need 3 different Facebook pages.
Because they are different,
Yeah.
all of the messages are,
Absolutely.
other than basic who we are and leadership and that kind of thing, but we are, or anything educational focused would go on mostly all 3. But
No, absolutely. I would say that they all have completely different requirements.
But it's a matter of when we go onto the new webpage, which one or how do we communicate all 3? Having a Facebook.
Yeah, that's on your website.
Yeah, on the website, yeah.
Yes, yeah, of course. I don't know.
I don't know.
What's your website look like?
Oh, our websites. Okay, so right now we've got a new service, iq.org.nz. So we just launched this because initially we had another landing page and it kind of went out to all 3, but it wasn't working. So we started this, and it has more information. And later on, we're going to develop a better website that's going to pull everything. We're going to phase out the other websites.
So that goes to ATTTO. That goes to HSI, is it?
Yeah, so this is the new one with more information than the other one had, because the other one was just a landing page. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And that goes to HSI, and that one goes to
The retail, yeah.
the Retail Institute.
So it doesn't look like we have any social media on them.
Yeah, see that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Why have it at all? What?
Yeah.
Hey, did you know that we're having a party? I produced this flyer. It's the size of a stamp. There you go. It's just it's. I think it's largely a misunderstanding of what social media is. Yeah, again, bottom right hand corner is just about the last place you want it. You want it up here. Yeah, so that's kind of that's not healthy. You know, if you want to utilize social media, you have to do it. There's a right way. It's definitely, it's got to be accessible.
Yeah.
Oh, truck.
Yeah.
Truck. Gosh.
And this one doesn't have any.
I like the rebrand. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice design.
Yeah, it's good. We got, I can't remember what company it was, but they rebranded it. This one, it was kind of like best black. And then we took a lot of the ideas and kind of, because it was more affordable, and then just kind of made our own use of
Right.
the launching.
Right.
So,
Well, you said you had one website for everything, was it?
Great Wellington.
Great. Oh, right, GRC.
GW. Yeah. Oh, yeah, great. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's.
So tell us the situation you have with yours.
Well, basically, this is just it for the whole regional council food department. I work for the parks department, so I sort of wanted to train. So I just basically all I just so this is an event that I put up here.
This is yours?
Yeah. So it's just a planting day we're having this weekend.
Perfect.
that's cool.
You're using the events page. That's excellent.
Yeah. So that's basically we run a 3-month summer events program. So I put all the ones that like open events that we've looked out. Up on here to try and get some more.
So all right. So I thought of something I can share with you guys that'd be useful. So I have to go to Jaya, so you have to look away while you see my personal page. Look away. Look away.
Did you win? Did you win?
No, I didn't. No. I wish. I wish. So I've just clicked on Adverts Manager. So this might be quite helpful to you.
Yeah.
So if we create an advert, so if you've got an event, like if you've got a event like the World Outdoor Summit, this goes active. Right. So this is about creating an advert on Facebook.
Yeah.
Don't know why it's default United Kingdom, but there are 31 million people in the UK on Facebook over the age of 18. That's incredible, isn't it? It's mind. That's half of their population. That's half of their population. So
is our Facebook not coming to those people? Or
sorry?
Our Facebook's still available to all those people?
That's right. Yeah. This is about accessing markets. So to preface this, right? To preface this, everyone was so guarded about their privacy online. So everyone was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not going to give you my age. I'm not going to give you my gender because I don't want to be spammed with lots of spam," which is fair because back then that was how it was. But now it's all about profile advertising. So if you want less spam, you have to give more information, which is kind of weird. But the only way that they can be so targeted is because of all the information that people are providing them. So if you like for me, I have more social media profiles than you can shake a stick at. But what that means for me is that when I'm surfing the web, I'm getting adverts that are relevant to me, and I actually have a really good experience. I don't get Russian brides or free Pampers, because I don't have kids and I'm married. And so I've told the internet that enough times and clearly enough that the advertisers are targeting me quite specifically. So it's now that you still have to protect your privacy in terms of your identity, but these days it's really hard to do. And sort of hiding in plain sight is probably easier. But it's because people are putting that stuff on that makes Facebook so useful. So if you want less spam, you gotta give more. Give it to the community online. So here's a little exercise. So that's how many people have a Facebook account in New Zealand, or over the age of 13. And let's see who's outdoor fitness activities. That's still a reasonable amount, right? Let's say we want people that probably are out of high school and have a bit of money and a bit more time, maybe a disposable income. That's still reasonable. So that's your target there. That's if you're targeting everyone nationally. You can target the entire world if you want. If you've got an international tourist audience, you can do that and watch it go up 20 million. Oh, maybe it'd be more sense to do Australia. That might make more market sense. So it's still 1 million people, right? So I mean, that means you're creating an advert that's targeting those people who like outdoor activities, or men or women over the age of 18. You can get really specific, but the more specific you get, the less audience you'll have.
So you break down to region and age category.
Yeah. Well, what you would start is you'd make a variation. So you'd start one country, and then you say, well, I'm going to make a variation of this advert, and then you just duplicate the advert and then change the region, and that would be your variation. You can make lots of variations. So what I want to say here, so this is with marketing, if you're trying to promote an event, what you have to remember is that the return percentages are very, very low. You know, you're thinking of 0.0%. So, you know, as a baseline, I would say 0.01% is what you want to look at in terms of, you know, if you get 0.25%, that's an awesome response rate on the internet. It really is fantastic. The only people that get response rates of 5% and whatnot are Coca-Cola and Walmart, and, you know, huge people who have huge audiences already. So you need to be thinking around there. 0.25% is really good. And so what that means is if you have 1 million people, if you're doing really well, you'll get 0.25% to your, you know, it'll click on your advert or it'll see your advert. After that, the conversion rate's up to you. So you may get, you know, a quarter of 1%, you know, of that. What is that? 25,000 or whatever it is. So you might get 25,000 people coming to your website, which is great. But the conversion rate is up to you. You know, it's what you do with that 25,000 people. Right? So when you're giving out flyers in the street and you want 100 people, to come to your party, you really need to send out 10,000 at least, really. You know, if you want to get a hit rate. So that gives you an idea of when you're, you know, the print. Should I go print? Should I go internet advertising? Internet advertising will win every time because what you're paying here is up to $1.63 per click or per 1,000 people. So I'll talk a bit about clicks and impressions. So when you make an advert, you get this far. This thing over here is important to understand this. This is where it gets tricky. So here it's run my campaign continuously starting today. You can have a lifetime budget. You can say I only want to spend $700, right? You can have a start and an end date. It'll run out, you know, when you've run out of money or when the date runs out first, whichever happens first. Now, this is optimized for clicks. Automatically optimized budget to get more clicks. You can click on that. And so that, what it means is it will, you don't know the bid rate. It's going to change the bid rate depending on the scenario. So here, what this means is that you're bidding. So if you're bidding, you're competing with everyone else on Facebook who's looking for the same people as you, right? So if there are 5 other organizations looking to get the 18-year-olds in outdoor fitness activities in New Zealand, Australia, so there's 5 organizations, that means there's going to be quite a bit of competition. So if you're bidding at the low end, if you're just saying, oh, I only want to pay 47 cents per click, then it's not that likely that you're going to get a good click-through rate, because the other 4 are likely to be bidding higher. Personally, I always bid at the highest rate, if not higher, because that's what I want. I want click-throughs. I want people to click on my ad. So I want people to see it. So I always go with the highest. That's the point. That's the purpose. But if no one else is bidding, if no one else is going for that same group of people, you're not going to pay the high rate anyway. You're going to, if there's no competition, then you get to pay 47 cents. So it depends. You have to keep monitoring them and seeing how they go. So this is for click-throughs. So you're only paying that, between that and that rate for when someone clicks on your advert and goes to your website. Now that's really the best way to do it if you're actually selling you want the advert selling a product or an event with a ticket value or something. But if it's a free event, or if it's an announcement about, hey, we're changing our brand, come and check out our new website, then you wouldn't pay for click-throughs necessarily. You might optimize for impressions. So impressions are cheaper because they're easy to achieve. Much cheaper, you see, as little as 4 cents to 96 cents USD. And that's per 1,000 impressions. So for every 1,000 times your advert shows up on Facebook, you'll pay 0.13 or whatever you decide here. Now it's called CPM because M is the Roman numeral for 1,000. I don't know what genius came up with that, but that caused a lot of confusion right at the beginning. I remember, clicks per minute? What? Everyone was like, clicks per million? 13 cents? Awesome, where do I sign up? Yeah, there was a lot of disastrous campaigns. People lost a lot of money from misunderstanding that. I'm not going to place this advert because it's actually going to place it. Yeah. But you can review it. Right, so I can change the advert name and whatnot. So that's just sort of giving me a breakdown of this advert. But once you place the order, you can create a variation, and you should test the image. The changing the image is very important because that can be very important. So there are 4 things with every advert that every advert needs. You may already know this, but there's the hook, the offer, the benefits, and the call to action. That's a principle for all marketing, actually. You just use the terminology differently. So the hook is whatever catches the attention. The guy wearing a silly hat in a photo, might catch someone's eye. But then there's the offer. It's like, buy this, get 20% off. And then there's the features. It's quicker, faster, better, cheaper, whatever it is. And the call to action is, book now, call here, click this advert. Tell them what to do. So you need to, those 4 things, you need to vary them through this. You get tiny little advert space. You've got very little to work with. So it's very important that you work on different adverts and measure them against each other. Again, using the 80-20 rule, throw out the 80% that don't perform and just pump up the 2. And it's good because once you see a pattern forming of what adverts work for you, you can start creating a bit of a formula. And that's the beauty of the internet, is the more you do it, the better you get at it. You reach a tipping point. It's like everything, it takes time to build that momentum, and it gets easier to move faster. So those 4 strategies I said to start with at the beginning, it's important to do that. Don't try and join too many networks. Just get those core networks up and running, and then of course then you can go into Instagram and Pinterest. And I think right now Pinterest is fantastic, but I just think you need to get get the big ones right first. I think especially in the service area, and what we're in, I'm not so sure Pinterest can deliver what the others can. I mean, my wife, she's the marketing person for Pacific Jewelers, which is a jewelry manufactured jewelry in Lambton Key. Now she uses Pinterest because it's people like to look at collections of jewelry, so she's curating a Pinterest page around that, and that makes more sense. But with the service, I'm not so sure. I'm not saying it couldn't be utilized, but putting your energy into that as opposed to Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I mean, just think of all the training videos you could, the videos that you could do of the courses or interviews with past students, and you can do here's 5 different videos of interviews with students who've gone on the course and they're actually got their first job, and they can be talking about how brilliant it was and all that sort of stuff. YouTube's brilliant for testimonials, and it's short. You can keep them short and pithy, under 2 minutes, so people can watch them on their mobile, not taking too much data. Really easy to share. Video is just a fantastic tool that you can really utilize. So is that helpful?
Yeah. Very similar to Google.
It's almost exactly the same. Google, do variables, do variations of the adverts, cost per click, cost per impression. But yeah, Google, again, you have to. I mean, if you're paying per click, why not do it on both platforms? LinkedIn is exactly the same. LinkedIn has the same advertising platform. It can be as targeted, especially when you're going business to business. If you're doing corporate tours, it's still relevant to you because you can sell that online. LinkedIn is a business to business network, and it's fantastic for selling products and events to like-minded business people. If you're involved in careers, I'd say LinkedIn is vital for service IQ. I'd say that LinkedIn is something that you need to be all over. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn's essentially Facebook for the professional world. Whereas Facebook's more, Facebook's sort of business to consumer and peer to peer.
How much transaction does go through LinkedIn, or is it just a connection?
Sorry, can you?
How many people do actually use LinkedIn, or is it just a connection? There's a big connection thing, so people Skype who they know, sort of thing. What's it?
How big is it? I think it's getting up to 500 million people worldwide. I have over 500 connections on LinkedIn.
So a lot of people already connect, who's going to do something?
Oh no. So they make a thing of, on LinkedIn, only connect with people you know, and that's very true. It's really, again, it's about inviting people to the party. It's your career. You don't want to. There's absolutely no point in connecting to people you don't know on the off chance that you might do business. I get requests from marketers in the Czech Republic, and I'm just like, why on earth would I want to know you? Why on earth would I connect with you? It's a very serious, it's a professional network. It's very serious about that, and the consequences are high if you get it wrong. But it's common sense at the end of the day. Again, it's a different kind of party. It's a networking party. It's a business party. So you treat it in that manner, with that tone, as opposed to Facebook's a bit more, a bit more friendly and personal. You have to think about your brand, All right. Well, it's 4 o'clock. I mean, we can stop here. I'm happy to keep on going. I know there's a lot of information sucked in, and like I said, there's that discussion group online. I'd really like to see you guys there. And again, if you want ONZ to consult on anything, and even with higher level stuff, I mean, our CEO, he comes from a marketing background. He's very smart with strategies and whatnot. So we've got a lot of resource there, and that's our job as the peak organisation for the outdoors is to help everyone in our little community do better. So, if there's anything we can help with, get in touch.
Biggest big problem, like I had and a few people like me, was Mr. Key and his very men decided to do his reshuffle. Is that our experience with, for me, the experience with Maritime New Zealand, Skills Active, hadn't really heard you guys, but I go with Dodgy.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? But it's all good, but the other ones, really bad. Really bad contacts with, really bad, terrible people to deal with, trying to get something out of Maritime New Zealand when I started, 8 emails just didn't get answered.
Yeah, they had a lot of problems with personnel. They had a lot of changeovers. I know quite a few people in Maritime, and they're really good, hard-working people, but it's difficult when you're
really
being
hard
turned
for you
upside down.
guys, with the likes of me coming back in and trying to form what you are with what you had with the stuff that went before you. So I'm trying to be quite good to get down and actually see the faces of the guys that I see next to set missiles to. Yeah, they get pretty angry sometimes with the stuff that's coming out, but it's starting.
Yeah, we're trying to do a better job of getting out and sort of bringing all these people together.
So who was doing the big database for the guides, and that's Skills Active?
No, you mean for the auditors?
No, yeah, that RRP.
Oh, NZRRP. It's Skills Active. Yeah, that's a good initiative.
It's quite unfortunate when they got started with that.
How's that?
They put it out to everybody that it's up and operating, and 8 of the guides went on it. Broke it all.
Right.
Especially when the schools are ringing up and say, hey, you guys, you're not qualified. That needs to be really accurate. If it's not,
Yeah, well, it's only just started, so it'll take time. But that's like a lot of the initiatives that are happening at the moment are all about reducing fragmentation in the sector. The whole TROC. 6,500 qualifications in this country is mind-blowing. In the UK, they went from 2.5 down to something. That's what they have, right? 2,500. And they got a population of 66 million. So the challenges are there. I think the issues that New Zealand's trying to grapple with are no different, if not bigger than a country the size of the UK. So I think we have to be a little bit forgiving to all the people that are trying to make this a better environment for everyone. I think everyone's working really hard.
So they had to tear it apart and then try and put it back together, and of course then you've got everybody trying to push their barrows, so to speak, and you go, oh, hey, hold on, and that's been through it with the rafting people where people come out with some absolute crazy stuff, but it gradually settled down. I'm just scared to crap out of me to see that we were heading on the qualification side without much discussion on experience. And even now, with all the stuff we're hearing today, you're hearing a lot about qualification, but you didn't hear the experience side, which is that CV side of the.
Yeah, but they've addressed that. That you can have 20 years of experience, as long as you can prove it, that becomes currency that you can use to get that. And that's the whole thing about the government's trying to approach that so that everyone can have a qualification. So that if you've got experience in any field, whether it be, dentistry is not a good example, but teaching or any kind of, the idea is that you can, as long as you can prove that, you can get a qualification and get on there.
So all the SOPs or the audits and with the SOPs, and you can decide how you're going to sort out assess the guys that come in overseas, you know, they're in New Zealand a week, haven't got any qualifications at all, but you know, you need to be,
Yeah.
and as long
Well,
as
that's
the framework is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little out of my jurisdiction, you know. I try to deal with community and sustainability.
But it's
so I
sort of why we get jumpy with guys as a whole.
understand.
Yeah.
All right. If there are no other questions, anything else?
Thanks. Yeah.
All right. I'll be sending out an email
Yeah.
requesting for some testimonials, just so we can justify our resistance to Sport New Zealand.
I've got a good testimonial coming.
Yeah. Make sure you mention how awesome my designer is.
Didn't do anything.
Just, can you just quick comment on this so that when my getaway comes back out of Uganda, he can do this in Uganda. Really the easiest thing for him to do.
Yeah.
Is he on the right track?
Let me get rid of this.
I'm one of these guys that likes simplicity.
See, that's